Unfathomable, what was your last question?
Sir, it was about trees, I guess. Pollution also. Sir, it was a mix, like not specific topic.
Okay. Okay, means I started with something and I just okay
E-
went somewhere
yes,
else.
yes, yes. Yes,
We
yes.
had conversation on cakes.
No, sir, we haven't.
Okay, let's start with it. Okay, so your part one. On what occasions people in your country eat cakes?
Cakes is a kind of dessert that is mostly, if I talk about, it's a delicacy that people in my country eat during their birthdays or some special events. And apart from that, they can also consume it as a dessert whenever they want to.
Okay. Have you ever baked a cake?
No, I haven't ever baked a cake because I'm not that kind of person who is into cooking or baking. I would prefer to have one rather than bake.
Okay, so what is your favorite type of cake?
I like chocolate truffle. It is my favorite cake because chocolate is something that I prefer. And whenever I get an opportunity, I always purchase that.
Okay. So how often you eat cake?
I don't have a sweet tooth, so I usually eat it on special occasions or when I have this very big craving. Apart from that, I would prefer to have something spicy rather than something sweet.
Okay. So what kind of things are there like you would choose over that chocolate cake that you like the most? What dish you would choose?
Since I don't have a sweet tooth, I would choose something that is spicy or anything that is not sweet because it is something that I prefer more rather than just something that's very sweet.
Okay. Okay, just a second. Okay, fine. Your next question is, do you normally have dessert at the end of your meal?
Not really, because it depends upon my mood and my craving, as I don't have that much of sweet tooth. So even if after a meal I don't get something sweet, I'm perfectly okay with it.
Instead of it, what you prefer to have?
There's nothing so specific like having something after my food, because I don't have a sweet tooth. However, if there is something available, I'll just have a bite of it, not very much.
Okay. The next question is, do you like art?
Yes, I love art in the form of writing because it helps me in enhancing my imagination skills and helping me in going into another world of imagination and beauty all around me.
Okay, so what kind of writing you prefer or you write?
Recently, I'm into quotations and short poems. This is my genre that I prefer to write. Apart from that, I have almost written half a novel, but it's still on the phase of being working upon.
Do you like to read others' writing as well?
Yes, I have. I had been an ardent reader way before, and I always loved reading novels and books because it was something that wasn't that would help me to get out of the mundane routine of life and find time for myself and just enhance my productivity more.
Okay. So what is your next project?
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, what is your next project?
Recently, I haven't thought of any project as such. Right now I'm working upon myself, just improving my procrastination because I have recently been much doing that. So there's no project as of now.
Okay, so in your life, what is the thing that can be replaced easily with the writing?
Speaking, I think I have a good communication skill. So if I'm not given a chance to write, then I think that with my imagination, I can narrate or my express myself in the form of speaking rather than just writing.
Okay, so since when you started having your conversation the better way, that you thinking like you are good at speaking and narrations, right? So when you started your journey with it?
During my school days, I wasn't that much of an active speaker. I was kind of a me girl, not ready to stand up. But when I went to my college, I mustered up some courage and started participating in the debate competition and giving interviews, which boosted my confidence level. And I realized that it's not just writing that I can do, but I can become an effective speaker as well.
Okay, and who help you in this thing, in this journey?
This credit I would like to give myself because there wasn't as such another person. I just tried to push myself because I thought that people won't judge you. So it's absolutely fine. And with this aim in my mind, I just took the initiative to come out of the cocoon that I was in and I came out with flying colors.
Okay, don't you think people who are listening you right now, they will judge you now by listening that thing you are saying, that you want to give credit only to yourself?
I have recently stopped thinking about what people think, especially when it comes to judging, because this is something that I personally don't do. Judging people quickly by just having one conversation is not a great idea because you cannot know a person by just few words. So it really doesn't matter what people think. I know that what I'm saying is not wrong and it's not hurting someone's feelings. So it's absolutely
Okay.
fine for me.
Okay, so you are already good at this, right? The communication skills, and you are actually having the conversation with me from almost more than a month, right? Then you are
Yes.
just regular here. So I would like to ask here, whenever I'm conducting the session, I'm taking the session of the beginner, the person who are actually not speaking good as you, then how, what you think about? Do you get bored or do you, what you feel actually?
Not really. I never get bored when I listen to others because I'm a good listener. And even if the person is in their nascent stage, I just try to remember where I was. The thing which really inspires me is that these people come up and speak that I didn't had the courage to. So I never get bored when I listen to people because I always get some new ideas and new things that makes my content all the more beautiful than before.
Okay. Do you whenever they are taking their session, and do you think that right now I think I have to help the person, but because of the some reasons I cannot do? Is it happen with you?
Yes, most of the time it happens like I really want to come up and speak that this XYZ went wrong here or it could have been much better. But due to some constraints, I cannot do that. And the second thing would be that people are not that ready to accept their mistakes and they think that they take it in a very wrong manner. So this is also something that hinders me whenever I try to help someone.
Okay. So what kind of efforts you are taking to help the people here on this platform?
Okay, so talking about helping people, yes, I do have made some good people, like I would say friends. And whenever they come and ask for my help, I try to help in the best possible way I can. And whenever we get time, we just have a conversation. So this is how I can contribute my bit when it comes to helping people here.
Okay, so you wait for the someone who will come to you and then only you guide them. Is it happen only?
Yes, it does because I am not that kind of an open person who just knocks at someone's door and start having a conversation. If people come and approach me and I can give some help to them, I definitely try to do it in the best possible manner.
Okay, after listening this conversation, if anyone will come to your DM and they will ask for the help, how you will react?
Okay, so the first thing that I would do will be definitely like what kind of help they want. And the thing is, like, I am also not that much free. But however, whenever we participate in the VC and I am there as a host or just there, I can help and guide them.
So what to prefer the most, helping them in DP, in DM, or helping them in VC or in the chat box? I mean group chat box.
I would prefer to helping them in VC rather than in a chat box because I'm not that so much into typing. I'm a bit lazy and I think speaking is more effective than just writing. It helps us to convey in an easier manner and we can have a more lively conversation rather than just chatting.
Okay, if there is someone new, okay, and they are asking your help, that person is asking your help in DM, because that person is might thinking he is getting nervous, or he is having some not kind of courage to come up in the front of people because he's not having good command over the English. Okay, so that person will might try to convey you, please guide me in the DM. Yeah, I'm not saying that person is wrong. Okay, might that person is also having good intention only about learning English. Still, would you teach that person, guide that person in DM, or you would suggest that person to join VC? And if you suggest that person to join VC, then what is the main effective thing you think that can be helpful for that person to learn the English in well manner? What is the
Yeah.
main difference between DM learning, I mean DM teaching and VC teaching? Main
Okay,
reasons.
these things are entirely different. Like if I try to talk about the positive aspect of just having helping someone in DM is like we give proper attention to an individual, which might not be a case when we start having interaction with a group of people. So this is the plus side, but I would say that this is very less as compared to the positive aspects that a person can learn in a group, because when we try to interact with n number of peoples, like more than one, then I think that the exchange of ideas and the conversation that we have is not restricted to two people but with a lot of people, and just seeing each other really boost our confidence level that if they can speak, why not us? So I would really try to motivate that person to come up and speak in VC rather than just having one to one conversation.
Okay, so could you please describe what kind of activities you are doing just to help others and help yourself as well in the Telegram platform, on the Telegram platform?
Usually, when I am free, the one best thing that I do is like when there's no topic going on, we have this yes or no game in which I have really observed that people, those who don't participate in a topic discussion, they have come up and started speaking just because they have this aim to win the game, and they really speak. So this has really boosted their confidence level. And talking about the other things would be whenever I am available, I just try to come up with a topic if I can, and we start a discussion on it, and people volunteer and speak.
Okay, good. The next question, just a second. Okay, uh, as we were talking about the art before, apart from writing, apart from speaking, what kind of things you are having such kind of interest, like hobby or interest, just to enjoy, not to socialize?
Okay, apart from that, apart from reading and writing, the one thing I used to do when I was a child was sketching. Although I'm very bad at it, like not even noob, but that was something that I enjoyed, like playing with those pencils of various shades and trying to sketch, even if it was the worst of thing. That really helped me and kept me engaged.
Okay, so the same question is like, did you visit an art gallery recently?
No, till now I haven't got the opportunity to go and visit a art gallery. But in the near future, if I do, I would love to go and visit one.
Okay, which art gallery you?
There's no specific art gallery that I would love to visit, but I think that there is one in Delhi, which is a quite famous one, although I cannot recall the name now. I would love to visit that because it's quite near to my place.
You could say here, although I haven't decided, right? What you said? What was the line? What was
Um,
your starting?
Sir, I forgot. I
Okay,
don't
I
remember
also
now.
forgot. Okay, okay, no worries. The next question is, okay, this would be like general answer as well. You can give here. What is a good age for children to start using mobile phones?
For me, I think the good age,
Should I?
since the COVID came, I think that age had just become a number for a person to start with mobile phone. But talking about the day like before that, I think as if a child has
Wait a
reached
second.
class
Wait a
six.
second. Wait a sec. Wait a second, guys. Please don't unmute your mic. We were about. Okay, I'm repeating the question. Okay. Unfathomable. The question is, what is a good age for children to start using mobile phones?
For according to my perspective, the good age for an a child to start using, like how the basic would be when he or she is in class fifth standard. Like this entirely changed when the COVID came, since everything shifted to online. But for me, class fifth standard would be a ideal age, ideal
Oh,
class.
okay. Why it's so?
Because I think that it is the kind of transition when a student goes from a junior school to a secondary high school, and this child has developed certain a bit of maturity, and they might start using the basic steps like how to operate it, and giving them before would not be a great idea, because it is their age to go out and explore the world rather than just affixed to their screens and watch something.
When you started using mobile?
I started using it when I was in class 10 standard, and because at that time there wasn't so much craze about the smartphones that it has become now, so I got my first phone in class 10th.
Okay. What was the first application you used in your entire life?
In my entire life, the first application that I used was Google, because till then it was just fixed to using the smartphone just for the projects that we were required to make, and googling in some certain information that was required in the next class.
Okay, so next question is, are there places where mobile phones are prohibited in your country?
Yes, there are many places, like if I talk about schools, it's strictly prohibited for the students to use mobile phones in schools, which makes the learning more effective and helpful.
Okay. Your next question is, do you think mobile phones can cause harm in certain places?
Yes, like as it is said, every coin has two sides, so it also has its disadvantages as well. The first thing would be the addiction that an individual can get, and if a child gets it at a very early age, then it can become very much harmful. And the second thing would be it hampers our health also. Like we might have weak eyesight, and we don't want to work more. So these are the reasons that I would like to state.
Okay, your next question is, should there be areas where mobile phones aren't allowed?
I think there are already certain areas, like if I talk about certain religious places and schools itself, where mobile phones shouldn't be allowed, because they kind of act as a disturbance in the environment, and we are not able to concentrate on our works in the manner that we can without phones.
What is your opinion on it? Like using mobile phone on hospitals?
Yes, I totally agree, and I really accept the rules and regulations that are followed there, because it is something for our benefit, not only for our benefit but for the society as well, because we need to control the usage when it is required, and I think that doing it would be a great idea.
But what could be the reason behind using mobile phone in the hospital as well? Because might be they just want to be in touch with the family and the patient.
Sir, I didn't talked about hospitals, I talked about religious sites and schools.
My question was that next, like
Okay,
my
I thought
last
that you
question was about
misinterpreted.
hospital.
Yes sir, please repeat.
Yes, my question was, what is your opinion on it, like using mobile phones on hospital or at hospital?
When it comes to using mobile phones on hospitals, then I think that limited use is very much important, because it is a place where there are many patients with different ailments, and it could disturb people. So using it for a specified and a very important purpose is for anything.
Okay. The next question is, do you think using mobile phone can appear impolite sometimes?
Yes, definitely it appears impolite. Like if I talk about having a conversation with the family members or in a business meeting, when instead of having a talk with the other person or group, we are engaged in a mobile phone, it is a kind of disrespect that we try to show to the other person. So we should try and avoid such things in our life.
Okay, and the last question is, do you think it would be impolite in another country or culture.
Yes, I think this is something that is very common because if we are here and talking with a person one to one, and we are also operating the mobile phone, then this is disrespectful. We cannot just and the other. It is something that every citizen of the world should know, that it is a kind of disrespect we show to the other person.
But might be that person is doing job, because nowadays you can see or else that person is learning something, and that time if the relative or someone is coming there, there is something like attentive, you need some attendance as well, you have to learn something important thing. That time that person cannot totally be socialite with that person, right? So how do you think about it, like is it impoliteness as well?
Then the situation entirely changes because it is something as a priority that an individual is doing and it is required at that point of time. So it wouldn't exactly be an impolite nature, but one should also realize that there is a person who is there and having a conversation. All we can do is just try to finish it up fast and start the conversation with an individual who's already waiting for us.
Great. So yeah, it was the session part one. Thank you.
Sir, done.
Yes, it's done. You can have water now.
Okay. No, no, sir, I'm absolutely fine.